Shalom, Israel. And when I mean Israel, I'm talking about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. Last year, brothers and sisters showed up from all over the world, rocking ancient garments and glorious apparel in order to serve the Most High in Christ. Now, it's that time again. Commander General Yohanna's putting out the decree for all brothers and sisters to show up sundown, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us at the Sheraton in Raleigh, the hotel right downtown. It's at 421 South Salisbury. The Passover is right up the block at the convention center, literally within walking distance. Make sure you pull up. Make sure that you do your due diligence because rooms are going fast and they are limited this weekend. You understand? We have months in advance of preparation. Do not wait till the last minute to get your room. The Lord's 54th annual Passover, Saturday, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us there.
It's about time, sending curses to them enemies.
This is amazing. No. Slaves built this and engineered it.
Yeah.
Shit. You were building. Yes, indeed. Hey, come on in, Akim. Come on in if you come in. Man, please go ahead.
Yeah.
1 second.
So this is the building we call the Great Barn. There were many different barns here. There were many farms here, but this was, we believe, the largest barn that was ever built here at Stagville. It was said to be one of the largest barns that had ever been built in the area when it was completed. And this building was built in 1860. So it's built just 4.5 years or so before emancipation. And we do believe that it was built entirely by enslaved builders and craftsmen from this site. As I'm sure you can tell from looking at it, this just would have been a massive building project in this time. You can see obviously the tool marks and the timbers. This entire building is timber framed, so these large timbers are held together without any nails or screws or metal attachments. It's basically, you know, the wood has been almost custom carved to lock together.
Wow.
And then there's individual wooden pegs that are carved to fit every joint together. It's an incredibly strong, obviously, building technique. And even the enslaved men who cut this timber and moved it here would have had incredible knowledge and skill, because you can look at the size of these timbers and imagine the knowledge that it took to lift and move these beams with only ropes and pulleys and, you know, maybe a few teams of mules hauling.
Right.
The longest timber in this building is this one that's over our heads. It's a single piece of wood, a single tree, all the way from the ends there to right here over my head.
Wow.
And of course, the tree that timber came from was much, much, much bigger before it was cut down.
And even how they slotted it.
Yeah.
That's a perfect shot right there, where they slotted it
Yep.
and how they pegged it. No nails.
And then you can see they actually used pressure. They used a wedge driven into the middle there to push against itself to make it even stronger.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
So these were not dummies.
Nope.
They knew their business.
Yeah, we definitely see this building. We see this building as such a clear reminder that a lot of times when we talk about slavery, we talk about the way that the institution of slavery took physical labor from people. But this building is such a reminder that the institution of slavery was profiting not just from the work of enslaved people's hands, but also from the work of their minds. Right? This building shows the ingenuity, the expertise, the skill, the craftsmanship, the experience of the people who were here, and that was also being taken for profit, right? In this building, in this place too.
I'm sure that they, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I would assume that they took slaves to other plantations and utilize them for their skills in other ways and building other buildings. And boy, oh boy, slavery is a good business.
And if you don't mind me asking also to the type of animals, was it animals or people
Oh yes,
who lived here?
this was a stables for animals, and it was mules. So working animals that were pulling plows, pulling carts and wagons. There were mules stabled here in this particular building. Yeah,
Like if you want to truck that or you can also.
exactly.
The mule was big. It had to be big for,
Yeah.
for the head to even go over that truck.
That's right.
Yeah.
They had to sit up pretty good, and
Yeah.
I'm sure they got taken care of because, of course, they were plowing all the 50 square acres. The mules had to be taken care of.
Yeah. Otherwise, if that mule ain't working, guess who be working?
Yeah,
you gotta work.
pull, you pulling that plow. This is a hand plow right here, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are both plows here.
Those bent tips are for you to
Push.
use your hands
Yeah.
on.
So they were connected to the mule, and you
Yeah.
had your hand on it. And
Oh, I see. The
Walk
mule
behind
pulled
it,
it, but
exactly.
you walk behind it. Okay.
Yeah.
This is crazy, man. This is something to see.
I would not be shocked if the men them who was taking care of it, if they stayed on top, because they won't put the mules on top there, right? That was hay.
No, that would have been, probably storage and hay and feed for the animals, exactly.
And what was this device up here?
So this top story up here, the floor that's up over our heads, that would have gone all the way across, and this would have been like a giant hayloft up there.
Okay.
And that is a winch mechanism that was used to raise heavy or bulky things up to the top story. So there would be ropes and pulleys, and a man would stand on each side and turn those handles and lift up a load of hay or anything else that had to be raised up to the top part of the building.
And let me tell you something, man. This is something, because this means when we got off this plantation, our minds were destroyed.
Yeah.
Because why haven't we built things like this since then?
Yeah.
Why haven't we come together and done, 10 times more amazing?
Right.
Instead, we ended up on drugs and destroyed and in prison and a whole different kind of life. This is incredible.
Make it
Like,
think.
everybody got to see this.
Make it think like the people who was enslaved is totally different to the people today.
Yeah, today, right?
You know what I mean?
Because I look at this and all I can think of is some highly intelligent, well organized, safety conscious, men and women that brought this together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is,
That's great.
like, once again, they took pride in getting this done. They took pride and they put their soul into getting this done and doing it right, because this was their world.
Yeah.
Even the brickwork on the bottom, the
Yeah.
stones on the bottom were genius.
Like no mortar.
Right. No mortar. Like she wrote out earlier, they kind of fitted them in together to make it work.
Exactly.
So you can imagine when you read in the Bible where they talk about when they all tell it to go get stones and build the altar.
That's right.
How they went and
Unhewn
altar,
stone
yeah, I mean, like,
and put it in there.
yeah.
That's it. That's it. Like, boy, oh boy. Like, I don't need to go to Mecca.
Nope.
I don't need to go to church. I need to come right here.
Right.
You want to learn about God, you come right here and see this level of suffering and understand how precious life is. And you will follow what God said. You will never want to be a drug dealer after this. You will never want to live a life that this world has got us living after you see this. Not if you got any good intelligence. You know what I mean? This is supposed to be super motivation for you.
Yeah, I got to think of that too. Because more likely that way you find rigs and them come from.
Right. Is that wood?
Yeah.
Oh, it's wood.
That's what he hit.
This was worth 10 times that. You know what I'm saying? Man. What you gonna do, man? Like, this supposed to be, you supposed to want to build something after this. You wonder why we coming together April 1st from all over the country, all around the world, and coming together in brotherhood and righteousness, because we got to get this in us now. Like, this needs to be in us.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this was in there under force. Now you under, he got the watch. Now that we still under the same, everything that was described in these spots is going on with us right now today.
Okay.
So, we got to do what they did back then for us.
That's right.
As simple as that. Look at this. I mean, no nails. You running in Home Depot trying to get a box of nails. You slow on the game. They Home Depot. You bring one of them brothers back from the past. Home Depot.
Yeah.
Clock. We in there. No nails.
Which they know too. Them nails,
Yeah.
more likely is the oppressor.
Making more money.
Yeah, but who can't do this?
Yes.
You understand what I'm
Yes.
saying? He can't do this, and in his mind, nails are better. But this structure here stands for how long?
Since the 1800s.
You know what I mean?
Good night.
Which means we had engineers.
Yeah.
We had people who could.
With top skills.
Yeah.
Well, what happened? They played us out. They played us all the way out. And that's why it may not be cool, it may not be sexy to just come together in brotherhood, to give way to your brother, to forgive your brother. That might seem soft, but that's what they did and got here. Well, this whole, you got to get it, you got to be cold, this, that. Oh, it sound nice, right? It sound good, you know what I'm saying? But what's the reality of it? It don't really work. It don't really work. What works is what Christ prescribed to us. You know what I mean? The law hang on two things. Love the Lord with all thy might and love thy brother as thyself. Now that's hardcore.
That's right.
That's manhood right there. That's how you get something done. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes us amazing, man. I ain't
If I could, sir,
Please.
I just want to read this as a quote from a slave that actually lived, who was born on the Stagville plantation.
Okay.
And he continued to live here.
And he spoke on it.
Yeah. it
Who?
was
I
in,
know that's gold. I'm sorry. I'm just
slave
checking this while
narrative.
we're doing it.
that they did in the early 1900s. He said, we didn't have any horses to haul with. We used oxen and ox carts. The horse and mules was used to do the plowing. When the Yankees came, they didn't do much harm. Only they told us we was free niggas. But I always feel like I belong to Massa Paul. And I still live at Stagville on the old plantation. I has a little garden and does what I can to earn a little something. The Lord done fixed it so now that I will get a little pension. And I'll stay right on. I'll stay right on in that little house.
That's every brother in the projects right there.
That's
Come.
Every brother in the projects right now. Go ahead.
I'll stay right on in that little house till the good Lord call me home. Then I will see Master Paul once more.
Man.
Say he see Master Paul once more.
Shalom, Israel. And when I mean Israel, I'm talking about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover.
Like anything, if you want to accomplish anything, especially in the truth of the Most High, you warn against all the spirits that would like to see you destroy it and like to see it fail. But through the grace and mercy of the Most High, great men have stood the test of time to create great things for the Most High. And this is no different. This is no different. This is a war and a battle to bring this truth where it should be. And boy, the men and women in this truth are continuing to do an amazing job. So I'll see y'all out there. War up, April 1st. Get it on, y'all. All right, Shalom.
April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. Last year, brothers and sisters showed up from all over the world, rocking ancient garments and glorious apparel in order to serve the Most High in Christ. Now, it's that time again. Commander General Yohanna is putting out the decree for all brothers and sisters to show up sundown, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us at the Sheridan in Raleigh, the hotel right downtown. It's at 421 South Salisbury. The Passover is right up the block at the convention center, literally within walking distance. Make sure you pull up. Make sure that you do your due diligence because rooms are going fast and they are limited this weekend. You understand? We have months in advance of preparation. Do not wait till the last minute to get your room. The Lord's 54th annual Passover, Saturday, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us there.
about time, sending curses